2.
Hi guys, Nate Ihnen here with CornWarriorsTV.com. We are here in Oaktown, Indiana with the one and only Brooks Cardinal.
How's it going?
Good. How are things going for you, Brooks?
Going good. Yeah.
Now, just off to my right side here, we have the one and only Joe Dedman, also known as the Corn Whisperer. If you listen quietly, you have to be quiet, guys, to hear him, but he does whisper to the corn. Is that true, Joe?
It is a rare talent.
It is. It is a rare talent. But Joe, how are things going out here looking at Cardinal's corn today?
You know, we've had a great time today. I've never been involved with center pivot, irrigation, fertigation, all that. We got the $100 tour today.
Oh, yeah.
We got everything seen about fertigation and putting the stuff in and working on pivots. It's been really neat. Really neat.
Yeah, it's been a crazy day.
It's not just pushing a button and having a rain, is it? It's always something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we got to take a look out around. We got to watch you go out and do a little bit of fertigation. You want to talk a little bit about what you guys are running there with Monty's and what your plan is with corn?
Yeah, we, we're really pumping now. This corn's really cranking. I got some stuff. The stuff we were fertigating today was the 700 GDUs. I mean, it's really sucking a lot. So we're just trying to fertigate and, stay in front of it. We don't want to lose it. Everything looks good. So, we're doing some nitrogen, sulfur, a little bit of some 924-3 and, a little bit of potassium as well. But the main thing is the Monty's humics. They've got the leading humic out there, and we try to put that in as many applications as we can.
Now, Joe, a little bit about the humic stuff that we're talking about here. There's more than different applications and uses for it. Part of it is in the fertigation. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
One thing we use the humics for is to kind of mitigate the burn. Maybe not in fertigation. Maybe that's wrong. I think we got enough water there, but I think if in a foliar situation, a humic might do that.
Right. And when he's talking about us being the humic leader, we truly engineer our humic. So we take it completely apart, unlike everybody else in the industry, because there's like 30 or 40 humics on the market. But we truly have engineered ours. So we put it back together specifically with humic and fulvic to make it do what it does. So when he uses it, whether it's fertigation or wide dropping or even foliar spraying over corn, it will remediate the salt, buffer that salt, help keep it burning the crop. But it does so many other things. And what we're seeing here, even through fertigation, is it's going in the soil, it's releasing nutrients, it's helping the microbial population to build and flourish because it is a natural product. So there's nothing synthetic that the soil biology recognizes and goes, oh, it's going to kill me or it's going to do away with my actions. It complements everything that you do.
That's a great point, and I get what you're saying. It's doing so much for the soil.
Yeah.
But we're also got it out here to use something else it can do for us. You know what I mean? Help take away a little bit of the burn in different applications.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's awesome. Now, Brooks, a little bit, we looked at your corn. We did get to see your family off and on today. Got to work with Dallas a little bit. That was awesome. But I got to ask you the question right now. We're kind of, I don't know what you call this. This definitely first quarter's over, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
We're moving into mid-season pretty hard here. Where do you think you stand personally? How do you feel your crop's looking? Then I got to ask the question, where do you stand against the other corn warriors?
Well, I don't know that. For us, we're looking good as ever. We've had a really good start. We waited on several of our acres, our better yielding stuff, and I feel like it paid. We've had the even emergence, and so yeah, I think the opportunity's there. As far as where I stand with the other guys, I have no clue. I'm probably still right behind Kevin, no matter where he's at, but he's going to be a tough one to compete with. But I've seen a little bit of Dan's stuff. I know you guys recently visited him, and his stuff looks really good. And I knew Chad was looking good. I heard he had some wind damage, and I hate to hear that. I don't wish that on anyone. But we got tough competition, and it's,
Absolutely, and it is a tough question to answer. You know what I mean? Because you're not there at their farm. But looking at your crop this year too, it looks great. One thing I will tell you, your spacing, your stand looks amazing this year.
Yeah, that's that's most important, in my opinion, is that first day. And we run exact emerge planter, and I'd put it up against any other planter on the market. I mean, it's really done well this year, and yeah, I'm real happy with the outcome.
Gotcha. That's great. Joe, going forward into the season, is there anything more different stuff you're looking at adding to these fields, or that you would as a Monty's representative and agronomist?
Well, the neat part is that I've been working with Brooke for a few years about it, so he will look at, like right now, he's dropping and even fertigating at V6. That's a critical point on the corn plant, setting rows around. He'll probably either wide drop or fertigate some more at V8, V10, and then he may even do something after it has pollinated and the tassels are there that will help build test weight. So in growing corn, you've got at least 3 opportunities to influence yield. And I mean, it's not this one shot and hope it. No, we can now, the hybrids we have today can be manipulated and boosted, and that's how we get to these higher yields that we're seeing today. And if I may comment on the corn warriors, this is kind of an unusual year that other corn warriors hadn't been through for a while. A lot of the springs in the past, most of them planted close to each other, and now you've got such a wide window that they planted early, and then they planted a month later, and even Kevin, he was like a whole month behind because of all the water and everything he had. So it's going to be interesting,
Right?
How that turns out.
One thing I watched there too that was interesting too is, we have all these different planting times, but the sun we've had this year, when we've had sun, has been pretty good. And there are some guys like up north that planted late that I saw, well, Dan being one of them, and we were talking yesterday about how his corn is, I mean, it's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? It has gone, it has grown, and for being planted when it was, a little later than maybe he'd like to.
That's the only thing I'd say we were lacking with sunlight early. And that, I'm sure that took a toll on our corn a little bit. Who knows how much we got dinged for that, but this week's been perfect. We've cooled off. I mean, we got some heat coming in now. Tomorrow's supposed to be really hot, but yeah, I still think we got a chance at some good numbers.
Awesome. Well, we do see this nice pivot going behind us. That corn out there, we're in the shade because it's warm here today, but that corn out there is loving that water right now. That corn looks beautiful. Little bit about that, and it's an interesting story. I know we talked about it a little bit before, but there isn't an aquifer. You just didn't dig a 80-foot well and have a pivot here.
No, this farm's a little bit unique. We picked this up a few years back, no water under it. With all the specialty crops, we're kind of wanting, more for that than row crops, and we couldn't have done it without great neighbors allowing us to work with and cross a NIM, but we got probably 3-mile pipe to get that water to where we're at now. And we run 3 pivots off that well, and it's working good. So yeah, we're very blessed, like I said, to have some good neighbors to work with to get that done, or it never would have happened. But yeah, it's made a really nice farm out of this.
Now, I've always got to ask you another question too, just because I do love the watermelons out of this area. How are the watermelons doing this year?
They look good. They look really good, and they've been lacking sunlight too. And man, this week they've taken off, and I know he's setting a lot of fruit now. And actually today he'll be real close to getting finished planting on our late crop. So that's something else that we can mark off the list. But no, I think they look good. I ain't heard a lot of complaints from Brandon. I'm not in the melon fields,
I gotcha.
But he ain't been complaining too much.
Well, that is awesome. Well, guys, we sure appreciate it today. We've had a wonderful time here in Oaktown, Indiana. Joe, appreciate all your insight, all the stuff you've done. It's amazing. It's fun having you with.
Thank you too, Joe. I mean, being out here and everything you've done for us. Couldn't have done it without you guys.
You're very welcome.
You bet. It's awesome. And guys, what we want you to do is check out cornwarriorstv.com. Check out thepodfathertv.com. You can check out the latest episodes there. Of course, like us on Facebook here, Instagram, and Twitter. You will be glad you did, and you'll get all this insight all the time. You get these little dingy things that come up and tell you when we got a live video coming on, and you get to talk to this guy or this guy, and you have to look at me once in a while. So anyway, we thank you guys. Brooks, appreciate it.
Thank you, Nate.
Thank you.